Okay.
Hello. Welcome to this week's MomCave Live.
Hi.
Valisa and I are here. Hey.
Hi.
And our special guest this week is Adrienne of Nurse Purse.
Hello.
Hi, Adrienne. Thanks for joining us. I'm just making sure everything's working on my end. Yay! Technology. This is our 20th time doing this, and I don't know if we've mastered it exactly. It's still kind of tough. Okay. So anyway, we wanted to introduce everybody to Adrienne because I came across Adrienne at the New York Baby Show, and there was this table of like adorable purses that upon further inspection were for breast pumps, which is crazy. So
That's
Adrienne
just what I want people to think.
Yeah, who would have thought? So anybody who's watching this that has used a breast pump knows that they come in like these yucky-looking generic black bags usually.
Usually plastic.
Yes, which Adrienne just happens to have one. The beauty of the beauty of her pumps is that her bags fit like all of the regular pumps. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it, Adrienne?
Yeah, so I just gave you the little sneak at the old bag that some of you will have traumatic memories of trying to lug this around in the subway with everything else that you own. It really just got to be too much. In my real life, I'm a speech therapist and I travel all over the city, public transportation all day long, and I was like, there's got to be a better way, and came up with the Nurse Purse, which is waterproof, it's huge, it fits everything you need. It's like a top secret kind of pumping bag, so everybody's like, ooh, cute purse. And then you can show them, ooh, surprise, there's my pump's in there. I just wanted to make my life easier, and then things kind of snowballed, and I started making them for everybody to enjoy.
That's so awesome.
Great name, too. Nurse Purse, it's such a great name.
I wanted it to be sort of obvious what it was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like nursing. Not breastfeeding nursing, but
right.
Like,
we're not nursing a beer.
Nursing a headache. No. I think it's pretty obvious. And this is our giveaway for this week, everybody who's watching, is one of these awesome bags. So there are two ways that you can enter. You can comment on this video and share with us a pumping disaster story, or we'll have a blog post up on our website tomorrow with other ways that you can enter too. But speaking of nursing disasters, did either of you have any?
You know, I didn't. I really didn't have any. I'd love to hear your stories if you have some.
Oh, I feel like there were so many disasters from, there's so many things to forget. So you remember to bring your pump, but then you forget the connectors, you forget the little yellow pieces, you forget something to pump into. So I've pumped into all kinds of crazy contraptions. You have to get really creative. I happen to work in a hospital, and so I once pumped into those, the urine specimen containers that they give you when you go to the doctor's office. Which is kind of gross, but they're sterile. They're very, very clean. So
you're very creative.
You always have to sort of be a little MacGyver about, the pieces and forget.
Speaking of MacGyver, my breast pump story is my husband insisted that he was going to build me a breast pump. Yeah. Well, Valisa is familiar with my husband and his ways. We were, on a really tight budget at the time, and breast pumps are kind of pricey. So he just started saying how, like, it can't be that hard. I'll just take an aquarium pump and I'll get some tubing and I'll make you a breast pump.
Oh my God.
How far did he get in this project?
He really, really pushed it. He started drawing diagrams and stuff, and then finally it's all the pregnancy hormones. I could muster, screamed at him, and it didn't happen.
Sounds really sterile.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's one of my many pumping disaster stories. Do you, Adrienne, when people ask you about your bags, like, do you ever get comments from the men as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite comments are from the women who tell me, like, oh, my husband thinks it's cute. Like, he's so excited for me to be carrying this cute bag. But in general, I think what men think happens when you pump, because people see people breastfeeding all the time, but pumping is a very private thing. So most men have never seen somebody pumping. They don't know what all those parts and pieces are for. And at one of the shows, the show where I met you, one of the dads and his very pregnant wife came up to me, and he was talking about, like, oh yeah, I know all about pumping. I know what happens. You just, like, you strap it on while you're sleeping, and then you just, like, you collect all the milk, and then in the morning you have your milk.
Nice.
I was like, you're so far off. You're about to find out so many things, but that was one of my favorite that people thought.
That's just adorable. We have a lot of big scenes on MomCave for some reason. So if anybody wanted to see what it looked like, we have like a full-out pumping scene in Slummy Mummy, where you can see the pump. And Valisa came up with the adorable idea of, she named the pump on Slummy Mummy Bovine Chic.
Nice.
So she made
the first time I ever saw a breast pump was in that movie, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Do you remember?
I did.
That movie?
I wasn't thinking about pumping at the time. I'm going to have to go back and watch it now.
You know, had no experience with even seeing a pump or knowing anybody that ever did it. And then I remember seeing it in that scene of that movie, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's how you do it? Like, you know, when you're not thinking about babies or you don't have friends who have babies, it's always funny when you look back on that and you're like, I can't believe I didn't know what that was, you know?
I think
my son's
one of my
microphone.
Yeah. We have a delay this time, so it's funny. We're all like talking. That's okay. Technology. I think one of my most embarrassing stories was when I first went back to work. I was pumping, and I was working on set. I was an actor, and so I had batteries for my pump, and they ran out. And so as the day went on, I was getting in a more and more urgent, painful situation with no batteries. So finally, I just went into the ladies' room, and I just started hand expressing. And in walked one of the producers. And it was really, it was just like, hi, my boob is out, and I'm putting milk in the sink, and you're supposed to take me seriously.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's been walked in on at some point by somebody while they're pumping. Or you forget to take part of your gear off and walk out of your office with your shirt up and your hands-free bra on, something like that. Am I the only one?
No, I haven't done that one, no. Yeah. What I love about your bags is that, you know, obviously that they're cute. And when you become a mom and all of a sudden you have all of this gear, you're already like not feeling your best because you just had a baby and you're feeling like you're bloated and you don't have time to shower or put on makeup. And so you give moms like a way to have a little fashionable accessory within that. So I was just thinking about, are there other types of baby gear that you guys can think of that is like particularly ugly or that could be cuter?
I feel like everything is so cute now. That's why it was so frustrating, because there's so much cute gear out there. You know, the nursing covers, the swaddle blankets, like everything's so stylish now.
Yeah, diaper bags are stylish now too.
It's just, I mean, the breast pump bags were still so ugly.
Right.
Right.
There's like great maternity clothes. I mean, some of it is still questionable, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
we have some people that
are really cute now too.
What is cute?
Diaper bags are really cute now too, and carriers for babies are super cute.
Totally. I love like the nursing covers that can be like a scarf or a shawl, and it's not obviously a nursing cover.
Yeah.
That's an idea. Maybe matching nursing covers and breast pump bags could be an idea. Anyway, we have some people that are tweeting along. You can see we have a hashtag below that people use to tweet while we're doing this live show each week. And so some of them are saying they're pumping disasters. We've got one said she forgot to put the baggie in and spilled breast milk all over her khaki pants at work.
Oh, no.
That's from Tiffany. I'm sorry, Tiffany. And then one said, I pumped a bunch of liquid gold, and I had it all out on the counter, and then I flung my arm and splash all over the floor.
The worst.
Yeah. After all of that.
Has anybody written in to say that their coworkers drank their breast milk out of the refrigerator at work?
Not yet.
Coffee. That didn't happen to me, but I've heard about that happening.
I would love to hear a real story of that happening. We have a scene of that happening in one of our double Leche episodes. And even we did not use real breast milk for the actor that had to drink it. It was, you know, cow's milk. He still was, like, grossed out by the entire thing. Just to him, the idea of it, he couldn't quite take it. Whatever.
Yeah. You know, the idea of you see this little bottle of milk in the work fridge, and you're like, oh, that must be for my coffee. It doesn't belong to me, but I'm going to put that in my coffee.
Right. It's not like we put it in, like, a regular milk container. You put it in these weird-looking little containers, so who would drink that?
Right.
Yeah. I was at work once, and there was a guy that was, like, working right next to the refrigerator, so every time I pumped, every few hours, he would see me, like, take this bag out of the refrigerator, come back in a few minutes, put it back in the refrigerator. So at some point, I felt the need to explain myself to him. So I was like, oh, this is milk for my son. And then a few more times went by, and he started asking questions, and I realized, like, he thought my son was at work in another location, and he just didn't understand or even think of the idea of pumping. Like, he had never even heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah, so somebody, my Mommy R&R tweeted, I got to the point where I just said F it and walked around leaking.
Has anybody commented that you think their pumps talk to them? The noise that your pump makes, like people think that it's saying something?
My breast pump sounded like it was saying, breast pump, breast pump. Breast pump.
Your breast pump has a southern accent. That's crazy. Okay, well, I think we're almost running out of time. Adrienne, is there anything else you want to let everyone know about Nurse Purse?
You can get them if people are in the New York City area. They're at the Upper Breast Side, which is a great resource for breastfeeding moms in the city. You can check out our website for some tips about pumping at work and some more funny stories about various pumping mishaps. And this is the one that we'll be giving away, is the Wildflower. The Wildflower package, which is nice and cheery and will make you forget that you are schlepping a pump to work and leaving your cute little baby at home.
Awesome. So if you want to win those, make sure to comment and tell us one of your breast pump disasters, or go to the website tomorrow. We'll have other ways you enter. We have lots of things coming up on MomCave. Tomorrow night, if you're in the Westchester area, there's an event called Apple Tots Mom's Night Out that you could go to, and the info for that is in the description. And then on the 27th, Saturday, we're going to be at the Independent Television and Film Festival in Westover, Vermont, and we are having a cocktail party that is kid-friendly. Of course, the kids don't drink the cocktails. They drink their kid drinks, but it's a chance for parents and kids to have a good time at the festival. So, yay. Don't forget to check out Nurse Purse.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thanks for coming on our show.
Okay.
Thanks for having me, lady.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Good night.
Good night. Bye.